Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. We're going to find out about the Business Hall of Fame dinner that's coming up in May and how selections were made and more about junior achievement in the schools. And joining us is Mihajlovits. Al is the chairman of the selection committee for the Business Hall of Fame. Let's kind of start off a little bit of history. The junior achievement is, what is that program in the schools? I know what it is, but for those that don't know.
Yeah, really I think to encompass the whole thing, it's financial literacy that the JA program tries to teach through a variety of different things. And the junior achievement programs are in just about every, if not every school in Du Bois County, from kindergarten all the way up through high school. We probably serve close to 4,000 students this year.
Wow, that's a lot of kids that are touched by junior achievement, and teaching them the fundamentals of how to spend money and how to make money.
Right. Not only that, I think when you look at and we talk about the brain drain, those kids who have a lot to give and give back once they finish college, and try to bring them back into our communities. Businesses through JA, as they come into our schools and present the JA program, they can also incorporate into that what their business has to offer to those who want to come back, to our county.
And I think that's a key point with junior achievement. It's not teachers in the schools teaching the kids.
Correct.
It is business people who volunteer and come in and do that.
Exactly. It's volunteers from the business community that come into our schools and spend, I'm going to say roughly 6 to 10 sessions, that last for about 45, 50 minutes.
Okay. And recently it's been announced who the Business Hall of Fame laureates will be.
Correct.
And they are, I'll let you announce that.
Okay, we have an active or retired member, and that is Clement Longy with Best Home Furnishings. And then our deceased laureate will be Alvin Ruxer.
Okay, and this is an event that is a fundraiser for junior achievement.
Correct.
By selling tickets or tables to the dinner where they are recognized. And last year was the first one in Du Bois.
Yes.
Okay, and it was really a nice presentation.
We had over 300 people last year. Very well organized. It was an absolute great morning. This year on May 19th, it'll be once again a breakfast, and then 7:30 breakfast, and followed immediately with the recognition of the two laureates.
Okay. And why is there two laureates? Why is there one living and one deceased?
Well, when you look at, and let me go back just a little bit of history, with JA and JA of Southwestern Indiana, and how, the advisory boards came about. There's a cost to the programs that are put on in our schools, and incurring that cost, takes a little bit of effort in getting people involved and understanding the programs, and then financially getting involved. Roughly, each one of those classes costs about $750. We try to pick up about half of it. Junior Achievement of Southwestern Indiana picks up the other half. And Jasper had a company program that was started a little over 40 years ago. Jasper already had a board set in place. It wasn't actually an advisory board, but it was a board set in place. About 4 years ago, we had an advisory board in Du Bois County. And then last year, it's actually in our second year, that the two boards came together, and we now have one Junior Achievement Advisory Board in Du Bois County. And then from there, we started looking at how can we secure funds to make these programs happen. Jaswin in Evansville has a Business Hall of Fame. They've had it for about 10, 12 years that they've been doing it, recognizing, their laureates. And they do the same thing, and we kind of, went off of that, and we feel like we've got enough individuals who have traced that path into creating their own businesses, but I think more important than that, giving back to our communities. And we have those who are still active or maybe retired but still keep their fingers in their business, and also those who have deceased. So we felt like that it was important to recognize one from each category.
Okay, now the nominations obviously are done, but looking to next year and the years to come, what are the criteria? How do you choose? How do you make, 'cause it's got to be tough to make that choice. There's a lot of really good people in this community.
The choice itself, it's the nominations that we try to secure, and we send out information, and then filter it out through our board members, to solicit, nominations from both categories. Believe it or not, we have not had a real problem in getting those nominations in. We had roughly 10 or more in each category this year, and there are more out there that I think as this thing continues to pick up speed, that we're going to see more individuals who'll be nominated. Then once those nominations come in, then we have a selection committee put together, about 20, 25 people on that selection committee. We have a chair of that selection committee. I happen to be that, this year. We send then those names back out and then come up with our top, top 10, let's say. Then we meet, and on the morning that we meet, and then we go around the room. Anybody who can share a story with us, on some of the nominees that we have, we do that so that we can get a little more in-depth, on the careers and what they've done. And then, we basically, have a ballot. And each one has a ballot, and we, when we decide on, we, and 1 through 3, and, through those point system, we come up with our top one and our second one. We come up with the first two just in case that, the one who is selected number 1 declines.
Okay. And you had great choices last year for your first ever Business Hall of Fame.
Very much so.
Yeah, with Mr. Ruckriegel and Mr. Hobbit.
Exactly.
And this year Mr. Ruxer and Mr. Longy.
Yes.
So you're looking to continue this for years and years.
We sure are.
Now what's important is that people start to step up and sponsor tables, sponsor the program,
correct,
or buy individual seats, I guess.
Right. Our hope is that those who were there last year will come back again. Saw the importance of it. And so they'll be back again. Getting tables. Like I said, we had over 300, people last year. Involved, on that morning. And, so we're in the process now of sending letters out and trying to solicit sponsors, for the event.
Now, May 19th seems like a long time, but here it is already, the beginning of the year, and things are flying by. So if you're interested within your company, they need to make contact.
Yes.
Should they contact you, or
they can contact me? They can contact Chad Hoffman. They can contact Jason Kelly, with service. Brenda Stallings. They can contact any of our board members or Jaswin, www.jaswin.org.
Okay, or if you'd just like to make a contribution and help continue with a class being in one of the local schools. Can you earmark that money? If I say want to give money, but I'd like to see it go to, say, a teacher's class at a certain school, can that happen?
Well, I think that's the thing, that when our two boards came together, the advisory board in Du Bois County and also the Jasper board, one of the concerns was, because the Jasper board, had been going on for a long period of time, and they had some funds, that were, in their kitty in a sense, and there was some question in regards to, how was the money going to be, handled. And the important thing is that, if you want to provide funds to accommodate a program or a class, you can specifically earmark it for that class, for that school corporation, for that school. So it doesn't just go into, unless you say, it doesn't matter who it goes to, we just want our money to serve kids. So yes, you can.
Okay, and one way to do that is, again, contact you or anybody on the board.
Exactly.
Or just come to the dinner.
Right.
I shouldn't say dinner. It's a breakfast,
Well,
which is nice, because that's a different way of doing an event.
Well, and we also looked at that. When you look at the business community, they want to be on that work site.
Yeah.
And so getting it in the morning, you can still have the day, to go back to work and do what you need to do. So it just seems to go well.
Yeah.
And last year was a phenomenal. Jason Kelly and Stan Yoakum and their committee did an exceptional job of pulling this off, and we happened to raise between $35,000 and $40,000.
That is fantastic. Hope that can continue with this year.
Yes, we hope so.
May 19th is the Hall of Fame breakfast. At that time, the two laureates, Clem Lungi and Alvin C. Ruxer, posthumously, will be honored at that event. And
Yes.
if you want tickets, contact Al or Jaswin.
Yes, very much.
Anything
Thank
you'd like
you.
to add?
No, I really appreciate the time. Thank
We're
you.
glad you came in. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.